Hi guys, my name is Evelyn Kim, and today I'm going to go over several topics in Wylock's 3rd grade math curriculum. Topics I'll be going to address in today's video include determining even and odd numbers, naming numbers, completing tables, place values, and angles. Let's start off with our first topic, determining even and odd numbers. So it asks, what do even numbers end with? We need to keep in mind all even numbers end with even numbers. So even numbers include 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And then it asks, what do odd numbers end with? All odd numbers end with odd numbers, and we know that 1 is an odd number. 3, 5, 7, and 9 are all odd numbers. So if you see any number ending with 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, they are odd numbers. Number 1, it asks us if 77 is an odd or even number. Well, let's look. It ends with 7. So that means 77 is an odd number. Odd. Number 2, 7,714. Well, what number does it end with? It ends with the number 4. So that means that 7,714 is an even number. Moving on to our second topic, it asks us to find names for numbers, and you can name any number in different ways. One way is to write it in expanded form. So number 1, we have the number 32, and we need to expand it. They're asking us to expand it in 2 different ways. What is one common way to expand 32? Well, you could do the easiest, 30 plus 2. Okay, we need to expand it in another way. We can do 10 plus 20 plus 2. This is another way where you can expand 32 because 10 plus 20 plus 2 equals 32, just like 30 plus 2 equals 32. Number 2, they give us the number 89. Now they want us to expand it. Well, we could do the easiest way, 80 plus 9. But another way you could expand it is 40 plus 40 plus 5 plus 4. You don't have to always go crazy like this, but this is one way where you could expand it. 40 plus 40 plus 5 plus 4 equals 89, just like how 80 plus 9 equals 89 as well. For our third lesson, they're asking us to complete the table. They give us a given instruction, add 189. Well, let's first differentiate the left side of the table from the right side of the table. The left side should be our x, while our right side should be our y. And they're asking us to add 189 to our x to find our y. So, 382 plus 189. 9 plus 2 is 11, so we put a 1 here and we put a 1 on top. 8 plus 8 is 16, 16 plus 1 equals 17, so we put our 1 on top again. 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 equals 5. So our final answer for this missing part of the table is 571. Now, we need to find this missing part of the table. Usually, it would be x plus 189 equals our y, 1093. But instead, we need to do the opposite to find our x. So we need to subtract 1093 minus 382, minus 189 to find our x. 3 minus 9, we can't do that, so we need to borrow. This becomes an 8. This becomes a 13. 13 minus 9 is 4. 8 minus 8 is 0. We can't do 0 minus 1, so we need to borrow again. This becomes 10, and this becomes 9. So our final answer for our missing part right here is 904. Oh, I think this has been a mistake, so we'll ignore that. Okay, now they're asking us, they give us an x, 89 plus 943. But they also want us to add 189. So let's add 89 plus 943 first. 943 plus 89. 9 plus 3 is 12. We put the 1 on top. 8 plus 4 is also 12. Plus 1, it becomes 13. And we put the 1 on top and it becomes 10. So this actually equals 1,032. However, we're not done yet. They want us to add 189. So 1,032 plus 189. 9 plus 2 is 11. 8 plus 3 is also 11 plus 1, which becomes 12. And we put the 1 on top. It becomes 1 plus 1 is 2. And then we drag this down. And it becomes 1. So our final answer for our y is 1,221. Okay, our last part of the table. They ask us to subtract 9,034 minus 8,217 and then add 189 to find our y. So let's do that. 9,034 minus 8,217. We can't subtract 4 from 7, so we need to borrow. 3 becomes a 2. Our 4 becomes a 14. 14 minus 7 is 7. 2 minus 1 is 1. We can't subtract 0 from 2, so we borrow once again, and our 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 2 equals 8. And then they want us to add 189. So 817 plus 189 becomes 7 plus 9 is 16. 8 plus 1 plus 1 is 10. We put our 1 on top, and 8 plus 1 is 10. So our final answer for our last part of the table is 1,006. For our fourth lesson, they're asking us to find our place value. Number 1, it asks us to write it in standard form. Standard form is just a normal integer. So basically, they're asking us to just add these numbers together. So 4,000 plus 800 plus 30 plus 1. Let's align it vertically so it would be easier for us to add them. 4,000 plus 800 plus 30 plus 1. Let's all add it all up. So it would be 1. 3 plus 0 plus 0 is 3. 8 plus 0 is 8. And then we drag the 4 down. So our final answer for number 1 is 4,831. Number 2, it's asking us to write it in expanded form, 7,934. This is the exact opposite from number 1. Instead of adding it all together, we want to separate the numbers. So we have our thousands place, hundreds place, our tens place, and our ones place. So when we separate it, it would be 7,000 plus 900 because of our hundreds place, and then we have our tens place, which is would be 30, and then last but not least we would add 4, our ones place. This is the expanded form of 7,934. Last lesson, we want to review our angles. It asks us to write whether the angle is right, obtuse, or acute. They give us a shape, and they want us to determine what type of angles does each shape have. But let's review the type of angles. Our right angle is always shaped like an L. It should look like this, and it's always equal to 90 degrees. Our obtuse angle is always greater than 90 degrees. It could be 91 degrees, 100 degrees, 180 degrees, and etc. And it should look a lot more like this because it's greater than 90 degrees. Our acute angle is always smaller than 90 degrees, so it should look a lot like this. It can be 89 degrees, 70 degrees, 30 degrees, 5 degrees, anything less than 90. Number 1, they give us a square, and they want us to figure out what type of angle it has. Well, the corners of each square is shaped like an L. Do you see that? And also, a square equals 360 degrees. And if we divide that by 4, each angle of a square is actually 90 degrees. So, the shape square has 4 right angles. Number 2, they give us an equilateral triangle, and they want us to know what type of angle it has. Well, each triangle equals 180 degrees. And it has 3 angles right here. 180 divided by 3 is actually 60 degrees. So each angle in this triangle is actually 60 degrees, which is less than 90 degrees. So our angles here are acute because it's less than 90 degrees and smaller than our L, skinnier. And that sums up for today's video. Thank you for watching.